Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel for The Watch. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. First and foremost, I would like to apologize for my voice. If you hear a little stuffiness or anything like that, it's because your girl is under the weather. And I'm trying my best to press through to give you guys this recap, okay? So, yes, we are here to talk about House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode number 8, called The Queen Whoever Was, all right? Now, let's start off with me just basically addressing this whole thing going on with Tywin Lannister. I would like to say that I could have gone without everything that was going on with him, although it is important for us to see that he's negotiating an alliance with the Triarchy, aka the Free Cities, right? However, I didn't care for the fight scene or anything else that went on for too long, with that person, Lohar and all that. I just didn't care for it. But it was nice to see that Tylan is not the same Lannister A-White that his brother is, okay? Meanwhile, Aemon, he lays waste to the whole town of Sharp Point for no other reason than him being a freaking mad see you next Tuesday, as Aegon called him when he heard the news from Lord Larys, right? So Lord Larys also tries to convince Aegon to flee with him to Essos to wait out the war. Now, Aegon tells him that he doesn't want to live with a bunch of goat humpers, but Larys says it's better to live, right? And that's when Aegon reminds Larys of his miserable life, right? Like, have you seen me? I'm alone, burnt, a cripple, and my freaking cock-a-doodle-doo is totally destroyed, okay? Yes, destroyed like a freaking hot dog that exploded in a microwave. Now, of course, guys, I'm completely paraphrasing, but when I heard that part about his pain, I was like, yeah, Larys, you might as well go ahead because you can't sell this guy life, okay? There's nothing for him to live for. Yet, in Larys fashion, he keeps going and he sells this dream to Aegon about being the people's champ. Aegon the peacemaker, Aegon the rebuilder, and all that crap, right? And Aegon, being the little weakling that he is easily manipulated, and he wants to settle on being called Aegon the Realm's Delight, which I thought was absolutely hilarious because that's what the people called Rhaenyra when she was younger, okay? So let me get this straight, y'all. He took her throne, and now he wants to take her little nickname as well. Anywho, sounds like somebody with some major daddy issues, okay? Next, guys, watching Rhaenyra's journey to find the wild dragon was something that I did not care for, okay? Another thing that I didn't care for, should I say. In her obsession to claim this dragon, she literally abandoned her brothers, okay? Rhaenyra gave her an assignment, and I would say that she partially failed because she didn't see it all the way through. But, I guess that I'm trying to wait to see what happens to say whether she truly failed or not, or to see if she failed completely. Okay. Now, meanwhile, guys, we have Ulf, who has shown to be really full of himself. Okay. He was sitting at the small council table with his feet up, and he didn't even know that Jace was the prince. So he was talking to him all crazy, however he liked. You know what I'm saying? Then, while eating with Queen Rhaenyra, he still lacked respect. So to me, guys, I feel like this is a red flag because if he's acting like this already, there's no telling what's next. You know what I mean? Like, I could see him thinking that he should be king, But anyway, I was annoyed that Rhaenyra didn't really check him, And quite frankly, I'm tired of her acting so soft, okay? And who told Ulf that he could sit at the head of the table? Like, what the heck is going on? Okay, next, guys, Corlys counsels Rhaenyra to strike as soon as possible now that she has more dragons. But she tells him that she hoped that the other dragons might be a deterrent. But Corlys tells her that Aemon is pissed off right now, okay? He thought very highly of himself, basically that he's invincible. And now that it's been proven otherwise, he's going to keep on acting out, okay? And let's not forget about the other dragons they have. So Rhaenyra totally did not account for Dreamfire or even Tessarion. One, because Helena is not a warrior, which Rhaenyra is right about that. And two, Darren's dragon is younger than Vermax, okay? But as we heard in the last episode, she has taken wing. So let's just not sleep on anybody, okay? All right. So I do want to say that I love that Corlys renamed the sea snake the Queen Who Never Was, keeping my girl's memory alive. Okay. Next, guys, Sir Alfred Broom finally shows up to Harrenhal and he tells Daemon everything that Rhaenyra told him, y'all. Okay. She sent him there to see what Daemon was up to, not to actually tell Daemon the reason he was sent. Okay. Like, what the heck? Anyway, Alfred wasted no time trying to throw dirt on Rhaenyra's name, and he lets Daemon know that he believes that if Daemon declared himself, others will follow him, all right? And before he said this, guys, the trees were already whispering that he was a freaking traitor, okay? It was like, traitor. And Daemon calls him out on it as well and says, I never took you for a turncloak. So Alfred says, Rhaenyra's intentions are good, but we need a king. All right. And Daemon says, huh, and walks away. Now, during this exchange, guys, Sir Simon was listening not too far off, and he sent word to Rhaenyra that Daemon has raised an army, but he fears treachery. Okay. I'm glad we saw where Sir Simon Strong's loyalties lied, honey. Okay. Now, guys, Aemon tries to get Helaena to ride Dreamfire into battle, but Helaena refuses. So Aemon grabs her and tries to bring him with her, but Alicent gets in between them. She basically tells Aemon that he's turning his anger on everyone else, including the small folk, just because he's been insulted. She tells him that of all people in their family, Helaena deserves his protection. Okay. So then, Aemon was defeated in that moment, but he does circle the block, okay? And we'll talk about that later. Next, Gwaine confronts Sir Criston about screwing his sister, but Sir Criston tells him that Alicent broke no vows, okay? Or no oaths, should I say. So when Gwaine tells Criston that he could send him to the wall, Criston says, you could, but you would stain the Hightower name for a generation. All I have to say about this scene, guys, is that it continues to show me that Criston has issues with accountability. All right. I guess to make himself feel better, he reasoned with himself that all men are corrupt and lack freaking honor. All right. But he did make sense, though, when he said that dying would be a kind of relief. That's all I got to say about that. Next, during dinner, Queen Rhaenyra tells her dragon riders that they're going to ride out in 2 days. They're going to hit the strongholds such as Lannisport and Old Town, and they must be subdued. So somehow this also means deleting innocent people, which is really messed up in my opinion. I mean, obviously, when a dragon spits fire, anybody in its way is going to get it. You know what I'm saying? But, Rhaenyra says that it has to be done in order to avoid endless bloodshed, okay? My concern with this is that she has small folk like Hugh, Ulf, and Adam at her table while she's saying this. And I just kind of fear that 1 or 2 of these men are going to be loyal to the small folk and possibly turn on her. At least that's what I'm thinking, guys, okay? But I love how Jace had his mom's back at the end of the day, all right? But anyway, guys, in this scene, this is when Rhaenyra receives her message about Daemon. So she's like, not on my watch. All right, Adam, come with me, okay? So as Rhaenyra is on her way back to Harrenhal, Alice wakes Daemon up and takes him to the Godswood. When they get there, there was this thing in human form that had antlers, okay? And he seemed to be running away. Right now, I don't know, guys, but maybe that was a sign that the Targaryen dynasty was going to be cut down by a Baratheon, but maybe I'm looking too much into it. Okay, I don't know. But anyway, Alice has Daemon place his hand on the bleeding weirwood tree, and he sees visions just like Bran did in Game of Thrones. He also saw the three-eyed raven. Most importantly, he saw the long night, okay? But he also saw a few dead dragons, lots of fire, lots of dead people. Daenerys, when her 3 dragons were hatched. He also saw Rhaenyra on the Iron Throne, and Helaena, who tells him that it's all just a story. And he only has one part in it. And you know what that part is, okay? Now, after that, we see Helaena on a balcony, and Aemon tries to get her to ride out to Harrenhal on Dreamfire. Again, right? So Helaena was like, and what if I refuse? Are you going to burn me like you did Aegon? And of course, Aemon tried to deny it, and she was like, I saw it happen. You burned him and you let him fall. So she goes on to tell him that Aegon will be king again. He will sit on a wooden throne and you will be dead. She tells him that he was swallowed up in the God's eye and never seen again. And I swear, guys, she gave me Jojen Reed vibes with this one, okay?
I saw your body burn. I saw the snow fall and bury your bones.
So Aemon's response to this was, I could have you killed. But Helaena lets him know that it wouldn't change a daggone thing, okay? I was actually loving Helaena in this episode because she is not a pushover. She may be someone who's not a warrior and she's about the peace, but she's not going to allow you to just walk all over her and make her do what she doesn't want to do. So I love that about her. So next, Rhaenyra gets to Harrenhal. Of course, she rode on Syrax and Adam rode Sea Smoke. And we got Caraxes making his usual noise, screeching and all that stuff, okay? So anyway, she goes inside, and for men that have gathered to fight in her honor, no one kneeled when they saw her, okay? Not until Daemon appears and tells her that they're all sworn to him. I guess that's why, they didn't kneel for her, because they sworn to him, okay? And so she says out loud, and to whom are you sworn, right? And after much back and forth in the Valyrian tongue, Daemon kneels and tells Rhaenyra that she is the true queen, first of her name, all that good stuff, right? And guys, I will tell you that it was my favorite freaking scene, okay? And that's when all the men finally knelt before her, right? And of course, we had the traitor Alfred looking real stupid. And when Daemon riles everybody up and says, we fight for our queen, Alfred fled the scene, all right? And all I could think was, Daemon, you should look for him ASAP and feed him to Caraxes. So guys, I want to feel bad for Alan. I really do, for all that he's been through. But guys, his bitterness makes it hard to feel sorry for him, okay? He doesn't have to have a relationship with Corlys, but I think it's okay to accept help. Any help. It could be the smallest amount. I don't care. It's okay, right? But, he doesn't want to. So I'm done with it. Corlys was wrong, though, for allowing them to struggle and everything. But Alan's attitude just irks me. So I'm going to leave that alone, guys. Next, Alicent comes to see Rhaenyra and she confesses that she may have resented her for not caring about all the politics and knowing what she wanted out of life. Funny part is that when Alicent says that she had a lover, Rhaenyra was like, oh, the incorruptible queen got herself a lover, right? And Alicent was like, don't judge me for what you have done yourself, right? And that's all good and well, but you were judging Rhaenyra first, okay? Then you turned around and did the same thing, which is why I'm glad that Rhaenyra said, but you alone made virtue your banner, okay? And I was like, that's right, Rhaenyra, let her know, okay? Because it's okay. Nobody's going to judge you for getting it in and doing what you want to do. But you're the one who tried to make it seem like you were so clean and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because you was in competition or because you wanted to make Rhaenyra look bad, probably. I don't know. Anyway, guys. So then Alicent tells Rhaenyra that she wants to leave everything behind, take her daughter and go. And Rhaenyra was like, it's too late for that. Blood has already been shed, like you said, right? And now you want to leave after you set this whole thing in motion, you basically pushed it forth like you was the freaking midwife or whatever. I don't know if she said pushed it forth, but you know what I mean. So go on then, go. That's what she's telling her, go. But what does it have to do with me? So Alicent tells her that while Aemond is away, Helaena will be queen, okay? And they will allow Rhaenyra to take the throne without bloodshed. She'll be named like a conqueror, So Rhaenyra was like, what about Aegon? And Alicent says, he's broken, and I think I can persuade him to bend the knee. And Rhaenyra was like, no, you can't have it your way. You're still over here defending him and stuff like that. You got to pay the same price that I paid, okay? A son for a son. Rhaenyra was like, you know the rules, girl. If I take the throne, I must take Aegon's head for all to see. You know this. You know what I'm saying? The one that was living for all the rules, you already know what it is. So stop playing. So Rhaenyra tells Alicent to choose. You know what I'm saying? We going to stick to your plan or are you going to do something else? What's going to happen? All right. And we see that Alicent says that she will stick to the plan for Rhaenyra to take over King's Landing in 3 days' time. Okay. Now, I thought it was interesting that Rhaenyra told Alicent that history will paint her as the villain queen who was thirsty for power. Okay. So the way they're going away from the source material is very interesting to me, guys. I mean, look, Sunfire is freaking dead. And in the book, he was the one who burnt Rhaenyra and ate her up. All right. So now we must look forward to a different ending for Rhaenyra, which I'm totally fine with because I have no idea what's going to happen to her now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, guys. So my microphone cut off without me knowing. So I have to re-record the ending of this video. So I hope that the quality sounds the same or at least, good enough for you guys. I do apologize. I don't, sometimes you don't even know these things happen until you get to the editing process. Okay. So before we move on, I just want to mention that for me, I'm looking at it like this, with them going away from the source material and also Rhaenyra mentioning how the history will paint Alicent. It looks like to me that they're trying to convey the message that whatever information that they have as history of Westeros is not something that could totally be held as truthful, right? So there may be some lies in these history books. So that's kind of what I'm getting out of it. So whatever story that they're telling on the screen is probably the story that they want to show as the truth, right? Because it's definitely different from Fire and Blood. And the irony of it all is that in Fire and Blood, it says that it's Munkin's true telling, right? And as people always say, look, it's his story. So at the end of the day, even in real life, we don't really know that the history that we're reading about is true or false any freaking way because it's the account from somebody else, right? So anyway, let me close this video out. Next, we get a montage of scenes where the armies are on the march. We got the high towers with Tessarion flying up above, the Starks, the Lannisters, Corlys's fleet, etc. We also see that Otto Hightower has been held captive and not sure where that is, right? But we also see Larys flees with Aegon, okay? So all this deal that Alicent made with Rhaenyra may be for nothing, you know what I'm saying? Because Aegon's gone. And Rhaenyra might take that as a slight, you know what I'm saying? She might think it was a trick or something like that, but that's just something that Aegon had going on and Rhaenyra didn't know about it, all right? Now, we also see that Rhaena finds the wild dragon, who is incredibly ugly, guys, okay? He looks scraggly and just bummy compared to the others, in my opinion, all right? The other dragons, they look more regal to me. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to be desperate enough to just want to ride on any old bummy looking dragon just because it's a dragon. No, you need to look regal as well. Okay. But hey, that's Rhaena. She's like so desperate. And I'm really not here for her story, guys. I'm sorry if you are, but I'm just not. She's not interesting to me. And I guess they just haven't given us enough time with her for me to even care. So that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, y'all. For me, guys, this season was not that great. The best episode so far was, I believe, episode 4, the Red Dragon and the Gold. I believe that was the episode where Rhaenys died. I hated to see her die, but the episode was extremely epic and I loved it. And that's all they gave us this season. I think that the season was probably a 6.5. I'm not going to lie. I did not dislike any of the episodes, but they just weren't exciting. They just weren't. But anyway, guys, let me know what y'all thought. Are y'all cool with it? I understand that there's a lot more to come. I do, and I'm patient enough for it. But I guess with me comparing Game of Thrones, I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. So anyway, y'all, you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and be blessed. Bye-bye.